Good morning. How you guys doing today? Good. Well, for everyone that's here, thank you for attending my first DARE graduation. My name is Officer Larson, and this is the first DARE graduation for me. It's also my first year teaching DARE. So welcome to, and kids, welcome to your graduation for DARE. I'm really excited for you guys. This should be a lot of fun. I'd like to first start by inviting the student body president from room 12, Jason Noble, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So whenever you're ready, just say ready, begin, and we'll face the flag.
Okay. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic of which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you, Jason. So first off, I'd like to take a few minutes to explain to all the parents out there what your children have been doing for the last 10 weeks, actually a little bit over because we've had some holiday breaks and stuff. DARE was originally started in 1983 by the Chief of Police with Los Angeles Police Department, Chief Daryl Gates, and it was initially created to educate children about substance abuse. If you don't know what DARE stands for, I'm sure your children do. It's drug abuse resistance education. And over the years, the program has kind of expanded to where now it focuses on teaching your children how to deal with other things aside from just substance abuse. So in total, it covers health effects of alcohol and tobacco use, how to handle peer pressure, how to deal with stress, making safe and responsible choices, bullying, and being a good citizen. So during the 10 weeks, we've had a lot of fun. We did a lot of group activities and a lot of role playing, which was my favorite part. I'm sure you can imagine. A lot of laughs during the role plays. Thank you, kids, for always keeping it interesting for me. So what I'd like to do now is introduce some VIPs that we have here today. So please help me welcome some very important guests who came today to congratulate all you kids on the completion of your DARE program. Starting at the very far end, we have the Santa Clara Chief of Police, Michael Sellers. Captain Wahid Kazem. Lieutenant Dan Moreno. My very own Sergeant Kevin Frazier. From the school board, Jody Muirhead. And from the school board, we have Andy Ratterman. And a familiar face you should all recognize, your very own principal, Corey Ghaffari. With that being said, I want to welcome Chief Michael Sellers up here to say a few words to you guys. The podium's up here.
I always like to make confusion, you know. It's good. Cause Gary some problems. Well, good morning. How are you guys doing? Good. How did Officer Lauren do? Great. Good job. Yeah, I'm sure she did a wonderful job. I can't think of a better way to start the morning off. I mean, this is great to be here at the DARE graduation program. And one of the things that you learned was the DARE decision-making model, right? Yeah. So hopefully that will be able to help you make good choices in life as you get older, okay? Even when you get to be my age, you still come across some very tough decisions, and hopefully that decision-making model will help you make the right decisions. But sometimes you have decisions that are very tough and you're going to need some advice. So you have your friends here that will be able to help you, right? You have your teachers that are always available to help you. But more importantly, you have your parents and family members that will always be here to support you. And if you look behind you, you know, their presence alone here is a a testament to how much they support you. So I think that's very important for you to know that you're not by yourself when you have to make these tough decisions. In addition, I promise you have all the police officers, any uniform officer that you see in Santa Clara is always here to help you. So just please remember, make good decisions as you get older, but also there's people here to support you to make those good decisions, okay? I wanted to thank the parents also. I know this is a difficult class, and Officer Warren comes in and she'll disrupt the class, and you always welcome her back. And I just wanted to tell you, thank you very, very much for allowing our officers to come in your classrooms and be able to teach this curriculum. So thank you very, very much. And parents, I just want to thank you for being here and showing your support. I think that's a big part of this program, is to be able to start that dialogue with your child and get to know what they're doing and be involved in their lives as they get older. I think it's so, so important. So thank you very, very much. But I have to tell you, you're very lucky to be in the school district. The relationship the police department has with the school district is phenomenal. And my other peers from other agencies are very jealous of our relationship because we have such a close relationship. And I think the fact that you have board members here for this graduation just shows their support. So again, thank you for being here. And kids, congratulations. I'm looking forward to giving you your certificates, and I'm very, very proud of you. Thanks.
Principal Ghaffari.
Wow, 5th grade, your first graduation of the year, right? I just want to say as your principal, how incredibly proud I am of you, how incredibly proud your school is of you and your teachers for going through this type of a program. And the things that you've learned, I hope will stick with you. You're on your way to being a middle schooler. Just how many months away? 10 more months away? Before you are 9 more months away until you head on to middle school. And you're at that time when you don't have one teacher who's there for you. You've got a number of teachers. And the lessons that you learn during this program and the lessons you learn in your 5th grade year are hopefully the ones that are going to stick with you. You are able to make good choices, and you are able to make good decisions. And just like our chief of police said, right behind you are all those people who can help you. Your moms and dads are so important. The adults that are in your life are so important. When you are confused on something, when you don't know how to handle something, I hope that you take the lessons that you've learned and know that you always have adults to go to. Sometimes we feel like, okay, I'm growing up now, I need to handle this on my own, right? But some of the things that come your way are not things that are meant for 10, 11, 12-year-olds to deal with on your own. And I hope that from this program, you know to go to those important people who can support you. Teachers, aunts and uncles, moms, dads, adults that you trust. And you know the choices that you need to make. So I am very confident sending you guys on into life and onto middle school eventually with that knowledge that you have. Congratulations on all your hard work through the DARE program. Congratulations on your hard work for this first trimester of your last year in elementary school. And I know that you guys are going to continue to make good choices as you move into your teen years and into adulthood. Good job.
Thank you. I'm going to take a minute to dispel a rumor really quickly because a few kids came up to me and asked if there was going to be a test at the end of the graduation before they received their certificates. And I want you guys to know you're done. This is the final. So there is no spelling test. There's nothing like that. Glossary terms. I don't know how that rumor got started, but you're done. Okay. I think that was a teacher maybe teasing them. But with that being said, I'd like to take a minute to thank the teachers. So Ms. Jochner, Mr. Harrington, Mr. Jones, if you guys can come up for a second. And I also want to welcome, equally as important, is their TAs. So I'd like to have Sharon Ungerfield come on up. She's Mr. Harrington's TA. And then Etty Chato, come on up. So what we have for them is some Dare mugs or thermoses and Starbucks cards. And then, here, and this is for these are for the TAs. It was a hard debate between the thermos mugs or a box of donuts, since I'm a cop, but I chose the coffee, so give a round of applause for our teachers. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Yeah, you can. So parents, I'm sure the students probably came home with lots of stories about what they learned, and what they expressed to me that their favorite part of the whole DARE program was writing the essays, right kids? That was your favorite part? So in lesson 7, I assigned them a DARE essay. And that was kind of the culmination of the program, where it was their opportunity to express what they had learned in DARE. And of that, I selected a student from each class that I thought wrote a really good essay that kind of captivated everything that we learned in DARE. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to invite, before you stand up, I'll just announce your names. And what I'll have you do is I'll invite students to come up and read their essay in order of Mr. Jochner, Mr. Harrington, and then Mr. Jones's class. And they're going to share with you what they read through the class, or what they read as far as what they learned in their essay. So let me have, from room 12, Stephanie Guevara come up. From room 17, Elias Pano come up. And from room 21, Jacob Morales. Let's show respect to our students and listen as they read. Stephanie?
Okay. Did you know that there are more than 200 known harmful chemicals in a cigarette smoke? I didn't know that at all. Well, today I'm going to tell you what I learned in DARE. The first thing I learned in DARE was facts and health effects about alcohol and tobacco. The health effects of alcohol use can include loss of coordination, poor judgment, memory loss, loss of self-control, and slow reflexes. If you smoke, it will yellow your teeth, cause bad breath, dry your skin, and cause wrinkles. The next lesson that I learned in DARE was signs of stress. When we're mad, we sometimes feel frustrated, upset, mad, and annoyed. And sometimes when we're really angry, we start to act different, like to yell or throw things. The last lesson that I learned in DARE was safe and responsible ways to report bullying. When someone is getting bullied, most of the time people are just watching and not doing anything. Some people don't tell the nearest adult because they're too scared, but here's a way to report bullying. Give the adult lots of details. If you don't give lots of details about the person getting bullied, the adult might think it's fake and you just made it up. Now, some of you may ask, what does DARE mean? DARE is a decision-making model. The D stands for define, describe the problem or challenge. A is for assess, what are your choices. R is for respond, make a choice, use the facts and information that you have gathered. And E is for evaluate, review your decision. Did you make a good choice? I will use the DARE decision-making model. Well, I use the DARE decision-making model when I answer questions. How I plan to make safe, responsible choices is to make sure I don't smoke because it's really bad for you and it's not good for your health. I will use the DARE decision-making model in the future for real-life problems. I hope you enjoyed the lessons that I learned in DARE, and don't be scared to say no to drugs. And I think DARE has helped me a lot. Remember to stay in school and don't do drugs. Did you know that there are 400,000 deaths every year due to smoking? So this is the reason why we have DARE class, to help us understand the dangers of underage drinking, smoking, and taking drugs. This essay will show our parents, our DARE officer, and our teachers that we will be drug-free. Our DARE officer would come in once a week and to teach us about the dangers of doing everything I explained earlier. She would teach us about communication, peer pressure, and bullying as well. I learned a lot on how to report things I don't like. Let's say that your friend offers you a cigarette. She taught us to politely pass down the offer without hurting your friend's feelings. When our DARE officer taught us how to report things, she made us read a situation in our DARE book as you were a bystander. Who, what, where, why, and when are the 5 steps on reporting things you don't like. She said if you ever see bullying, you should go to an adult and tell them who, what, when, where, and why this thing happened. If that adult is a trusted person, they would most likely shut it down. She also made us read stressful situations in our books, and we would find out what would be the best decisions. We found out what the best decisions are by defining, assessing, and responding and evaluating. These 4 steps helped us find the best decisions in all the situations we read about. When it came to learn not to take drugs or drink alcohol, that's when it got really serious. Knowing so that if we ever did drugs or drink alcohol while being teenagers or preteens, our life would be ruined. I admire the way that our DARE officer taught us these things. She gently warned us about the dangers of drugs and how they impact our future. I have to say, I really enjoyed DARE. Our DARE officer made it really fun with all the techniques she used, and she made us work together, which helped our results. I'm saying this to kids in the grade below me. One of the most fun parts of 5th grade will be DARE. Now have fun and be responsible.
As I sat in my cool new DARE t-shirt, my first thoughts of the program were that it was so cool. DARE stands for Drug Abuse Resistance Education. After 11 weeks with Officer Larson, the 5th graders of Westwood Elementary School have learned the effects of bullying, smoking, and drinking alcohol. I feel like the DARE program was very helpful because it gave us information that could save our lives. DARE teaches you not to smoke and use alcohol. One reason not to smoke is it can give you lung cancer. Smoking also causes the problem of secondhand smoke. Sadly, almost 50,000 innocent people die per year due to secondhand smoke. One reason not to drink alcohol is that it slows down the blood coming from your heart to the rest of your body. Another reason that drinking alcohol is not good for you is that it goes directly to the bloodstream and can destroy every organ in your body, which could be lethal. In the DARE program, we learned that bullying is not good. One time, my friend was being bullied, and that was a problem. I knew this was wrong, so I stepped in and stopped the bully. Me stepping in did not seem to do anything, because the next day the bully was still bothering my friend. I took a minute to think. The first time I stopped the bully, he just continued to pick on my friend. If I stepped in again, he might keep bullying my friend anyways. If I tell a teacher, the teacher might tell the principal, and it might make it stop permanently. I told the teacher because I felt like this problem was bigger than I could handle. Getting the teacher involved was the right decision because the teacher made the bullying stop permanently. Before going through the DARE program, I knew that bullying was bad and smoking and drinking alcohol was not good for your health. I did not fully know the reasons why smoking and drinking alcohol would affect your body, was harmful to your body. DARE taught me that using drugs in the future can damage your brain and cause me not to be able to control my body. Smoking can give you all kinds of cancer. For example, lung cancer, mouth cancer, throat cancer, and upper respiratory problems. I will not smoke because I don't want to risk getting cancer, and I will never do drugs because I do not want one mistake to change the rest of my life. The DARE program has affected my life forever. DARE has taught me how I should respond to bullying, and DARE was helpful in teaching me how to respond to people who might offer me drugs or cigarettes in the future. I think that this program is very important and all kids should go through it. Thank you.
Stay here for a second. So before we give one more round of applause, I have some gifts for our DARE essay winners. And for the parents, we have all the other students' essays posted on the side of the room there if you'd like to take a minute after and read them. But for my essay winners, come on up. I have some gifts for you. Come on up. You're welcome. Come on up. Thank you. Thank you. You guys can, thank you. Okay. Good job, kids. All right. So now the moment you've all been waiting for. What we're going to do is have the classes come up and receive their certificates. So if I can have Ms. Jochner, Mr. Harrington, and Mr. Jones come up.
All right. I am Mrs. Jochner from room 12, and I am honored to present to you our room 12 students. Before we start, I just want to instruct the students, as you come along the line, come down here, and then you're going to come around and go back out and then have a seat after you're congratulated by everyone. So the first recipient of our graduate of our DARE program is Kaylin Allen. Cheyenne Chandler. Eamon Clarkson. Joshua Coto-Slash. Udall Geber-Hewitt. Stephanie Guevara. Jacob Jensen Gaeta. Matthew Laren. Allison Lynn. Annalisa Laredo. Savannah Morris. Jason Noble. Markangel Salting. Pablo Samano Varela. Donovan Sanchez Pagan. Severin Spagnola. Jack Simmons. Santiago Vallejo. Janessa Ward. Ijaz Yaman. And last but not least, Race Cruz Yabara.
Thank you, Mrs. Jochner. Next up, we have the fabulous students from room 17. We'll get started with Jasmine Aguiar, George Baker, Richard Bragg, Ian Bustamante, Marisol Bustamante. Sebastian Diaz. Malcolm Facione. Stanley Fincher. And Joshua Freitas. Margarita Gardea. Angelique Johnson. James Kuulealoa Mook. Alexander Lopez. Elias Peno. Sadie Rios. Nathaniel Rivas. Jasmine Robison. Alexa Robles. Veer Sarna. Jonathan Stanley. Anaí Villarreal. Nicholas White. And finally, Sarah Wilcox. Congratulations, room 17. Next up, Mr. Jones.
Okay, room 21, it's your time. For room 21, Philip Benavides. Jordan Campos. Luis Castillo del Carmen. Alyssa Chaskin. Daniel De La Cerda. Aliana Ferreira. Danielle Gradage. Ryan Hauk. Tomas Hewer. Iban Hewer. Robert Jackson. Thor Johansson. Jeremiah Carango. Jacob Morales. Ray Lorenzo Presidio Hernandez. Angelina Rocha. Andy Rosenberg. Oline Ruiz. Michael Stevens. Chloe Washington. Bruce Williams. And congratulations, room 21.
It's possible one of your kids might have dropped this before I pick it up off the floor, so you can try it.
Let me get back. I don't want to do short.
All right, let's give one more final round of applause for all our DARE graduates. So, the kids don't know this, but I actually have a surprise guest today. And before we work on the DARE song, I'm going to have somebody here to help you with that. But first, I'd like to introduce our surprise guest, Darren the Lion. Come on in. All right, Darren, come on up. So, you guys, calm down, my little munchkins. You guys will have plenty of opportunities to take photos with Darren after, but what we're going to do now is, parents, we have been working on the Dare song, and you may know this because they may have been practicing it endlessly at your house when you're trying to sleep. So what we're going to do now is, students, I'll have you stand up and face your parents, and we are going to sing the Dare song. All right, go ahead. Excellent job, kids. I can see you've been practicing. All right, with that being said, I'd like to thank each and every student. You guys have been great. Thank you for letting me come into the class and teach you guys. I had a fun time. It was such a blast. I'd also like to thank all of my VIPs for being here and my support staff, my other officers that are here helping me. And parents, thank you for letting me teach your kids over the last... That's my cue to get off the stage. No, parents, thank you for letting me teach your kids over the last 10 weeks. I've had a blast there, an absolute delight. And again, teachers, thank you for letting me interrupt your class. So with that, you guys are welcome. We have a few refreshments to the side, and that is the end of your DARE graduation. Thank you.